I did this one flying solo. We're going to be doing some of these episodes solo, me and Becky. So anybody that gets confused, we're all together in this. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But this new album, Omni, is coming out September 4th through Blues Funeral Recordings. And it's a different record because Zach is singing and playing guitar. So the songs are shorter, they're catchier, and it's just really fun. It starts this Wednesday with the band The Well. They are coming to Cleveland at the Beachland Ballroom on Tuesday, September 1st, which of course I'm excited about. So all you Clevelanders, if you're listening to this, come to that one. If anybody runs a venue is taking a merch cut, shame on you, man. And we've talked about it before on the show, but a lot of times when you go to a show and a shirt is $50, it's because the merch is taken half, or
Right.
maybe not quite half, but still 30%. It's a big chunk,
Mm-hmm.
Profit margins are tight, so everybody go to these shows. I'm getting ready to build a studio, I think, next year on our property here near Cleveland. So the goal is to get more live stuff as bands come through if they have the time. Yeah, nobody's doing it in this area. So I think we have KEXP in Seattle, and then I think New York is doing some stuff, but it's like we need some Midwest thing.
Yeah.
And bands come through here a lot. So that's the goal, but we'll see.
Damn, dude, one pick lasts the whole tour?
Probably, man. I don't know. It's crazy. What a machine. A lot of musicians they can point to a record or one show back in the day that kind of changed their trajectory on everything.
They called it the Hollywood Snortatorium because it was like everybody did coke there. This is when they just took off their makeup and everybody's like, put it back on. They're hideous.
I never saw Guns N' Roses, but I saw Slash by himself, the first Slash's Snake Pit tour in '95, and we got to meet him after the show. Super cool dude.
And then backstage, I got to see one of his flight cases for his cabinet, for his 412 cabinet. And it was Eddie Van Halen's road case from back in the day. So it had the original logo from the 78, 79 era, Van Halen 1, Van Halen 2.
And I've never done the double bass stuff. I always pay attention to the left foot and the independence of the left foot. I think maybe more drummers are playing that way now, but in the world of like heavy rock and metal, that used to not be the case so much. I was pretty much a lone wolf a lot of the times on the scene that way.
It's funny because those double kick drummers that were popular in the 80s, I imagine they had to break down their drum sets and it took 2 hours or 3 hours. And by the time the show's over, they don't get to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Talk to people or even check out the headlining band. They're just like
40-minute changeover.
In the last record we did, you could hear the Cure influence. I think that was like my post-breakup record.
It's like less is more in a lot of cases, especially this kind of style of rock and roll, for sure.
His band always played a place called the Cameo Theater, which was an old theater in Miami Beach that hosted really cool underground shows. Faith No More's played there, Jane's Addictions played there, Chili Peppers back in the 80s. And his band was around in the early 90s. And that's when they were like a death metal, thrash metal band. I've been going back through my photos and I've been deleting everything that I have from that era. Just anything that we're wearing masks out. It sucked. You can't even see the expression of a person. So it makes the photos look really dull.
Such a bizarre time. Hopefully we never go through shit again. Gotcha.
And I'll be honest, man. I feel that they're more talented than bands like Queens of the Stone Age that get all the attention. And it's also girlfriends of mine who always dated girls that were into different music. And a lot of them, a lot of bands, I imagine that their girlfriends have a big influence on their sound because they're usually the more open-minded. We went to see Cocteau Twins when we were younger. And it was cool because there was a whole little batch of heavy metal guys in the balcony, kind of making sure nobody saw them, but they were enjoying this beautiful psychedelic, elegant female singer. She sounded like an alien. It was really cool. She had like the voice of an angel mixed with an alien.
I think that the heavy music community, I guess whatever that is, it's pretty diverse, man. Nowadays, it's not like it was in the 80s and early 90s where it's very segregated and you're either this or you're that. It's important to have those outside ears too. Have somebody outside the band that can come in and give you a different perspective. Weird band to see in July on a bright sunny day at noon.
Oh yeah.
It was like, but it was so awesome. We were like front row. I got to see those guys like 6 or 7 times.
But then I missed Celtic Frost. They were opening up and I missed and I'm like, fuck it, I'm not going to see this. I was so pissed off. And now I truly regret it because then Peter Steele ended up passing after that.
Yeah. Such a drag.
Well, You got to get the drum and the bass sounds right on the albums because it's the foundation. I feel like if that piece of it's not right, then the whole sound suffers.
Cool in the car, man.
Earbuds, phone
Ooh.
speakers, just anywhere it's going to be listening.
I love that shit. I love when a band fucks up and then they're just like, fuck it, who cares? When you see like, especially like professional, like I've seen Rich Robinson from the Black Crowes do his solo stuff a bunch. And they just shit the bed on the first song at one of these shows down in Columbus. And they just shrugged their shoulders, stopped it, laughed, and just started over.
It's funny when James just looks over at Lars like that. When he does the head turn and he's like,
Yeah.
Lombardo, 2 songs
Crushed.
changed everything.
Yeah.
People heard
love to
Metallica like they'd never heard before.
To hear him play drums on the full And Justice for All album would be fucking crazy cool.
So I remember getting it on cassette just so I could listen to it in the car right away. And I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like they changed so much that I couldn't understand it. And when we got to my house, he dropped me off and I told him, just keep the cassette. I told him to keep it.
Wow, no chance.
They pitched it down to either D or D sharp. And then they recorded at a certain speed. And then when they sped it back up, it just sounded super tough. But the greatest thing, I think, it's that Jason audition tape.
I've not heard that.
Oh, dude, it's fucking sick.
He's a beast, man.
He played everything perfect. Tampa was the mecca for heavy music, like Death and Pestilence and all those bands.
Even though the local scenes don't seem like they're happening too much, it feels like shows with all these underground bands is kind of gaining momentum, man. I've seen it firsthand.
I just hope that people appreciate heavy music. I'm hoping that more people get into it because it's a music that keeps its spirit. It's not like the trendy thing. And there's people that are like fans of certain bands and they're with them for life. And then a lot of the pop stuff, people forget about them easily.
They just go to the next thing, man.
I mean, the next thing.
But just got to have to work harder to get the attention. Podcasting is the same way. I'm a musician too. I've done the band thing, continuing to do that. But podcasting it's like the same realm. You got to get people's attention. And during COVID, there were a lot of singles coming out, and it was cool to get something from your favorite bands. But after a while, it's just like, fuck, I understand the single thing, but I'm an album guy for sure. I want you guys to take us on an adventure, and you just don't get that with singles.
Perfect idea.
It's a great idea, and you guys can advertise it as a meet and greet. It's free. Just come on out and buy a T-shirt and a record before the show. And
So the club doesn't take 25-30%.
because this venue takes merch cuts, and that sucks. So come support us. That might be the new matinee show kind of style DIY thing. We'll see.
Yeah. This band, we got to stay busy. This day and age, you got to tour. You got to put stuff out consistently, I think.
That's another thing bands should do. If you're on tour, give it to the people that show up to the show first. Makes total sense.